In 1986, Margaret Keane won a paint-off in which she was the only participant. As a result, she was given $4 million, but this didn't matter to her. What was happening? In 1986, Margaret Keane won a paint-off in which she was the only participant. As a result, she was given $4 million, but this didn't matter to her. What was happening?
Is that like the Great British Bake Off?
It was a competition.
Okay.
A graffiti clearing competition?
Aww.
You taking the paint off a wall?
Ah.
Yeah, was it just a council contract and she was just cleaning for fun?
I think technically that would be a paint-off, but...
Is the councils are spending huge amounts on these paint-offs for $4 million. That's where all the money's gone.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many baffling parts of this. The most baffling to me personally is the fact that she didn't care about $4 million. Which means in my head, here are the options. The $4 million were like Monopoly money and they didn't count, but that seems like she'd actually care more because she'd be like, I was promised $4 million and you've given me nonsense. 2, she was extremely rich anyway, which means maybe she was a famous painter, but even then you think that $4 million made a lot. My third option is that she's a petty woman and that the paint, there was like some other reason why the paint off was a big deal. And that was like a thing where the $4 million are like, that's great, but I won and I showed you all that I won because the doubters were doubting me. And that I think is, I imagine that's not the actual answer, but I like that that's a part of it, that it's actually not relevant to the question, but her being petty is the reason for not caring about the money.
Option 4, she's dead.
Oh.
That feels a bit dark for a lateral question.
Run with petty woman.
Wait. Okay. Can I ask you, Verity, is this the kind of competition that is to do with, like, her being a woman is significant to this? Because historically and artistically, kind of the vibes of woman doing a thing or being involved in art or writing or whatever, and someone else getting the credit, or like science or things like that. And this was a way of her proving that she was actually involved in the art, or like she was someone who was, I don't know what it is, but there's something, I feel like there's like, this would make sense if it was the idea of like, she was trying to prove, like people doubted her because they thought that she wasn't actually the person who painted this, or she wasn't capable of doing it. And then she was like, look at me. And then it was like the satisfaction of them being like, oh yeah, no, you did actually, you were able to like paint that specific technique that we didn't think you were capable of doing.
Bingo, there is oppression written in.
Okay.
Oppression written. So the two different things that I was thinking, one of them was, do I recognise that name? And the second one being, like 1986 feels a little too late for it to be a patriarchal, well, I'm not entering if a woman's entered, but she could have been the only one to enter. And everyone else didn't enter because there was a woman involved.
There was another participant who decided not to partake.
Oh, is it racial?
It's not racial.
Excellent.
It's Rachel has joined in, and she's not doing it.
Margaret Keane.
You may have heard the name.
I feel like I know that name as well.
You may very well have heard the name.
So what do we know so far? She's petty, but in a fun way where she's petty against oppression. And she's American. Those interesting clues.
Okay, she didn't care about the 4 million, but maybe it was already her 4 million and she was putting it up as the prize if anyone could beat her and no one tried?
A clue for you is that this is not happening in a traditional art-making arena.
A 4 million prize is not going to be on a kids competition, is it?
I love that. All the kids were like, we can't go up against Margaret. She's so good. We back out. We're so embarrassed.
Well, you get the thing where you get like a design competition that's intended for kids, but like an adult will...
Oh, yeah.
So that someone else entered but decided not to compete, to which me would be well, she seems like the rightful winner anyway, so there's no point me taking that away from her.
Entered might be the wrong phrase. There was another person there who was also meant to paint.
Were they hired? Was it like to paint a photo of a painting of the president? They were both hired, and one went, well, I'm not going to do it if she's doing it. She'll be way better.
The other participant did essentially wimp out, knowing that she would be better.
Was it like a legal thing?
Follow that.
Oh! Is she the most prolific court artist, and she's the reason why court artists look like court artists?
No, but I love that.
Paint off. Was she proving that she was the artist of something in court?
Yep, she was there to prove that she had made the artworks.
And then the person who was also brought in to give it a go went, well, there's no point me even trying, she did it.
Oh, 4 million prize must be like the settlement or something like that. Or she's awarded the terms of the contract that wasn't fulfilled.
Exactly, and people might recognise the name because in 2014 the story was turned into Tim Burton's Big Eyes.
Big Eyes.
So Margaret Keane painted figures with great big eyes, which is what she was known for. And her husband at the time started to sell them and told her that he was selling them under her name. But actually, he'd been taking the credit for years. So after they divorced, she took him to court for defamation. The judge ordered them both to do a painting. Margaret finished hers in less than an hour, and he said that he couldn't because he had a bad shoulder. So the jury ruled in her favour and awarded her $4 million in damages. It was reduced on appeal, but Margaret said, I don't need the money. I just wanted the legal victory.
She still took the money anyway, I suppose. But
it would have been nice.
Yeah. I don't need it. I'm having it, but I don't need it.
Yeah, that's not why I'm here.
The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.